Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shay goes by.
Wake your punk ass up. That
Crust out, y'all.
Felt like I had some bars send me coming. No, I didn't have it. I didn't have it. I almost had it. I almost caught a flow.
It was decent. Almost caught it.
Real excited about our guest today that's coming by, Heather B. Lupita.
You like Lupita?
Yeah, I think she's very talented. She was at the over the weekend at the Smithsonian. The big talk of the town was everybody was going to the Smithsonian, right? And we got a special guest with us today, who is an outstanding correspondent. Mm-hmm. She goes by the name of Simone Boyce. She's with us right now. We actually did a sit-down interview, and she brought out the best of me, Heather B.
That was nice.
Yes.
She brought out the best of me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sway. That's such a huge compliment.
Oh, thank you, Simone, for that's such a hard task. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Fox 5 cultural correspondent, and you're also an Emmy-nominated TV reporter and producer, right?
Yes.
What does that mean to be Emmy-nominated? Like, you could go to the family functions now, and then you got this prestige attached to your name.
I mean, it's better to win. I'm still waiting for the win, but right now I'll take the nomination.
Okay, you'll take the nomination?
Yeah, I'll take it.
What's some of the work that they pointed out that earned you that nomination?
Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember. What was I nominated? I think it was a Broadway special. I love covering the arts. I moved to New York City about 2.5 years ago for this position, and my favorite part about working in New York City is covering the rich arts and culture scene. So I think the nomination was for Broadway.
Well, congratulations, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I ain't got no nomination. No.
You got a Broadway Sway. You sleep a lot at the place. He does. He sleeps a lot.
You get your best sleep on Broadway. I got some of my best power naps watching Broadway.
On Broadway?
Yes,
yeah.
Simone, yes.
You know, sometimes that happens. It's okay.
It's okay, right?
It does happen, yeah.
You fell asleep in a few?
No, I can't fall asleep.
Okay.
I don't fall asleep, but it does happen. I've seen it happen.
Okay, see, I don't feel so bad. So you were watching TV this weekend?
Yes.
So what did you watch?
Let's see. I'm so excited that we have this museum.
Okay.
This National Museum of African American History and Culture. It's been such a long time coming. Yeah. And when you think that we're in 2016 and we didn't have this museum already, it's pretty crazy to think of all the achievements that went unnoticed in that way, but are now being noticed and celebrated. It's huge. It's so powerful. I can't wait to go see it. I just want to go to DC right now and go see it.
Hell yeah, man. We should go hand in hand because they've been pushing for it since 1915.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that the person who authorized it is former President George W. Bush.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Mm-hmm. That is amazing.
I guess he does like black people a little bit, right? Like something about them.
That's not the same thing.
That's not the same thing?
No, liking black people and
being guilted into
yes,
we don't know. But here are some of the good things. So for the opening day, there were 3,000 artifacts that are available, but there's going to be 37,000 objects in total. Some of the highlights that are really interesting to me, the dress that Rosa Parks was sewing before she was arrested for refusing to give up her seat on that segregated bus. That's over there for viewing. Harriet Tubman's hymn book, a $600 bill of sale for a teenage girl named Polly, the coffin of Emmett Till. There's a lot.
That's a lot, I would buy Harriet Tubman's hymn book, though.
I don't think it's up for sale.
It wasn't up. Okay.
It's a museum. It's like it just stays there.
They arrest you.
You'll go to jail.
You can't touch it.
Sway gonna be standing by the shit. Hey, how much is this, homie?
Hey, homie.
Tapping on the glass.
I want this.
I want that one.
I'll take
this right
that.
here, yeah.
I'll take 2 of those.
Hey, you gift wrap this?
Mike Will made it, put a beat underneath the kid.
Right.
We're going platinum.
Bars, son. Great.
It's President Bush actually speaking on the museum. He was there along with others who had some powerful things to say.
As some of you may know, I'm a fledgling painter, a struggling artist. I have a new appreciation for the artists whose brilliant works are displayed here. People like Robert Duncanson, Henry Oswald Tanner, Charles Henry Alston. Our country is better and more vibrant because of their contributions and the contributions of millions of African Americans. No telling of American history is neither complete nor accurate without acknowledging them. The lesson of this museum is that all Americans share a past and a future. By staying true to our principles, righting injustice, and encouraging the empowerment of all, we will be an even greater nation for generations to come.
That's President Bush. He one of the attendees at the first National African American History Museum. We're going to take your calls. We got more Celebrity Wire. Simone Boyce has joined us. You can reach her directly where?
At Simone Boyce on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that, Snapchat, everything.
Everything, okay? So hit her up. She's going to participate. Up next on Celebrity Wire, we have
Brad Pitt. Allegedly, he is sharing his side of the story and what he is pissed off about Angelina.
Shade 45. All right, also we have with us Simone Boyce. She's a Fox 5 New York cultural correspondent, producer, author,
Emmy nominated.
Y'all
Ow.
are blowing me up way too much. I can't live up to this.
Ballroom dancer, Broadway enthusiast. Simone Boyce is here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Sway, Simone, you mentioned the museum.
Yes.
It's in Washington, D.C., but anyone can just go now, so it's open to the public?
My aunt, so my family lives in D.C. She tried to get us tickets, but there's some sort of like line that you have to get in. It's staggered. You can only get it in a certain window. So I think the first availability that they had was like November, December for us to get tickets. So
Oh, really?
I think it's going to be tough to get tickets because the demand is just through the roof.
Just the first National African American History Museum. Everyone was there in attendance. Will Smith, Dave Chappelle, Colin Powell. He's been hot lately. Debbie Allen, Felicia Rashad, former President Bill Clinton, Vice President Joe Biden, Congressman John Lewis, Angela Bassett. Our guest today, Lupita and Nyong'o.
Yes.
She was there as well. Oprah, Gayle King. So we weren't there, but it looks exciting.
It's okay. We will get there.
We'll get there, right? All right, Simone, you going to join us for some Celebrity Wire?
Yeah,
All right,
let's do this.
Tracy, what you got?
Okay, believe it or not, I still got updates on Meek Mill and the Game, yo. Getting so ridiculous. I thought it was over. Russell Simmons, he had came out, said that he spoke to the both of them and that the beef was squashed. But then someone in Meek Mill's camp was like, I don't know, or Game's camp was saying, I don't know, maybe he was doing yoga with Meek Mill because we don't know what he's talking about. And here's the latest. So, the Game apparently believes that Beanie Siegel was jumped over the weekend. Why would Beanie Siegel be jumped when he just went on wax with Meek Mill to diss the Game on that Ooh remix? Well, here are some suggestions. Allegedly, Beanie, he was doing a performance in Philly. He called himself the king of Philly. So, allegedly, Meek Mill got upset about that. Or it could possibly be that Beanie was doing an interview recently and said that he helped Meek Mill write his rhymes. Listen to this.
So nothing. He didn't say nothing to get me on the track. I just happened to come in the studio. So, I just was helping him out with some lyrics, and the situation kind of played out like it did. But there's really no beef, especially between me and Game. Me and Game got a good relationship, had one for years. So it's not me and Game beef. That's a Game and Meek Mill beef. So.
Yeah, so people are saying that part about helping the lyrics shouldn't have slipped from his mouth. Because we don't know what helping means.
Okay, so
anymore.
Simone, that's why we have you here.
Dissect this.
Dissect this, Simone.
Ooh.
What is going on? That was
This is
Benny
tough.
Siegel. They got, apparently Game allegedly got jumped at a concert backstage, got knocked out or something like that. And they're saying it's because of this interview, or he reveals that he helped out with lyrics. That's a faux pas in the rap game. Simone Boyce, break it down.
Break it down.
I just think nowadays you got to be careful about everything you say because everything you say is going to get picked up. It's going to get circulated. So it sounds like you need to just be careful about what you're going to say because it could come back to bite you.
Right.
As we see now.
Yeah.
If this is true, what is being said about Benny Siegel being jumped backstage, knocked out even. I heard similar rumors.
Yeah.
I won't say where I heard them from.
Okay. But just add them. We'll see. I haven't had any words come from Beanie Siegel's camp.
And he's saying it's from Meek Mill's camp that this happened?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Just go to Canada. Everybody's happy. They're hugging you. It's nice out
The
there.
art of being kind.
Telling you.
Well, two other people who aren't too kind to each other, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. We know their holy matrimony is over. According to Angelina Jolie, her side, reportedly, she put all her coins and bought herself a private investigator who did some work, found out allegedly that Brad Pitt was having an affair. Also, there were stories saying that Brad Pitt, while he was on a private jet, he was drinking, guzzling down some alcohol too much, got to the point where he was physically and verbally abusive to his kid. Now, of course, we've got another side. So we're going to flip the coin, and according to TMZ, Brad Pitt is saying, nah, it ain't because of me we getting this divorce. It's because of Angelina and her wild political ambitions, and he kept getting increasingly upset about it, and he wasn't happy about her traveling so much to these war-torn countries like Lebanon and Iraq and bringing the kids with her. Yeah, nice little
Not
vacation.
a vacation. With helmets on and protective gear.
Right, so he felt like she was
Cambodia,
putting
everywhere.
their kids' livelihood at risk.
Simone Boyce is here to break it down, man.
Yeah, just hand it over to me. Okay, so one thing I don't like about the way that this has been covered is this whole private eye angle and dragging in another actress. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't feel like it's right to mention her name when we don't know the truth. But the dialogue, the narrative in situations like this, it always tends to focus on the other woman instead of focusing on what is going wrong between these two people.
Yeah.
So I really don't like that aspect of it. I mean, the other thing is if Brad Pitt and Angelina can't make it work, there's no hope for the rest of us. The two most beautiful people in the world, two of the most wealthy people in the world. I mean, if they can't make it work, it's bad.
Now, I'm going to tell you where they went wrong.
Yeah.
Too many damn kids, man. That ain't theirs, man. It's too many kids. It's too much. It's pulling in different directions.
3 adopted, 3 of their own.
I think it went wrong with how it started.
Oh, with him cheating on Jennifer Aniston for Angelina. And
I think it was
beginning.
doomed from the start.
But usually when you have a rocky start like that, it ends like within single-digit years. They went on for a long time.
12 years.
Well, they were
Been
together for 12 years. They only got married like a couple of years ago. You know, I think the whole marriage thing and the travel, once you say I do, everything gets funny.
And you know what?
That's all.
They
I'm gonna
allegedly
say.
did it because of their kids, because their kids kept saying, "Mommy, Daddy, how come you guys aren't married?
And then what I just say?
Why do you guys have different last
Too many
names?"
kids in your ear, man.
And it's a lot of kids. It's
Too
a
many
lot.
kids
I
in
think
your
only
ear.
2 of the children are actually biological children.
Three.
And then,
Because they got twins.
And then one of them dresses however they want. The little, it's a lot going on in that family. Seriously, so you gotta be careful.
A lot of
Gotta
extra
be
stress.
careful. Lot of extra
Do
stress.
kids ever mess up the marriage?
Sure they do. You
And don't
trying to get
people-
snuggly at night and the kids are climbing in the bed and
Yup.
doing all kind of stuff. And you
Nobody
have to
ever
choose
wants to
between
say
being
that.
a mother and a wife.
It's true. I
think
almost
it-
ruined my parents' marriage. I walked in on them when I was like 6 years old. My mama was handcuffed to the bed.
Damn.
Oh, that's why Tracy
That was
messed up.
traumatizing to me and to them.
If the parents don't have a strong foundation for the marriage, then yes, I think that the kids can take away from that, you just need to have a really strong base if you're going to keep a family like that together.
Simone Boyce right there. So Tracy almost ruined the marriage because she found her mom handcuffed to a bed.
What was your father
Yes.
doing, yo?
I don't want to go. It's too deep, man. The wound is still kind of fresh.
We'll talk about it up next.
Really?
When kids have come in the way of your marriage.
You brought it up.
742-3345.
Fast.
Call us, citizens. Call us. All right, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, they staying in the news right now.
Yeah, yo, they're right in the center of it all. And according to TMZ, Brad Pitt, he was like, nah, you know what? We're going to have this divorce, not because you caught my ass cheating, but because I'm catching you taking the kids over to Lebanon, you taking them to Iraq, and he doesn't understand why that's happening.
The kids, man. They were happy till they had the kids.
6 kids?
Yeah, Simone Boyce has joined us too.
Hello.
With Fox 5 New York. And you say if the relationship is sturdy, if you have a strong foundation, kids shouldn't interfere.
No, they shouldn't.
Okay, great. I got 1. So I can imagine having 6 in my ear at all times of the
Crazy.
day.
But Sway, you
Yeah.
okay? So you you didn't get married, but I'm saying having one, you're present in your daughter's life. You're there. It's different than being in a house with kids and they want to climb into bed and then it's just like all of this crap.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people make it with all of these kids.
Well, Melinda is on the line from Kentucky. What up, Melinda?
Tell us, Melinda.
Melinda.
What's up?
What's
Well, my husband and I, we have 3 kids. Our oldest is 21, and then we took a break for a few years, and then I have a stepdaughter who's 16, but that's my baby the same way that the other ones are. And then I have a 12-year-old. Well, we have a strong relationship, but to be honest with you, my husband puts our kids first, and it pisses me the fuck off.
Tell the
like,
truth.
To the point to where I sometimes don't even like the kids because, like, for example,
Tell the truth.
my kids, all 3 of them have broke their cell phones. And my husband's like, well, I got to go get them a cell phone. Well, I accidentally dropped mine. And he gave me grief, and I was like, oh, hell no.
Yep.
They break their cell phone, and the Trump Hiltons get a brand new phone, and it ain't nothing. And I said, and I work my ass off, and you giving me grief about getting another cell phone. Or the 12-year-old, bless her heart. I love her, but I don't like her. I nursed her. And she still thinks she's supposed to sleep in the bed with me. And I'm like, I ain't got nothing for you. Get your ass and go in your room.
That's what Heather said.
I'm telling you, it's the
12
bed.
years old?
Because she been on her
She's
titty
12.
for so long. Okay. She was on
And
the
I'm
board.
like,
She nursed her.
get the hell away from me. You a woman now. Leave me alone. And I mean, like, I have days to where I'm like, I don't even want to come to this madhouse.
Yeah.
I hope your kids ain't listening, man.
Like,
Jesus.
Oh, no, they better not be listening. They better have their ass at school doing their work.
Oh my God.
And see, Melinda, and maybe that's what Brad and Angelina are going
Brad,
through.
not Angelina, just Brad.
Might be going through the same thing.
Two
Melinda's
damn kids somewhere.
But Melinda, what about a family therapist? You ever reached out to one?
Babe, I'm actually a trained educator. I've done the whole thing. I mean, I know the science behind it or whatever, but my husband grew up and had like a traumatic situation. He lost his mother when he was 3 years old. I mean, like it was a accident. It was a bad situation. His dad shot his mother.
Oh.
And so when it comes to like certain familial bonds or whatever, he just like is so attached to the kids, and I mean he loves them to death, which they really don't like him. We all we get along like cats and dogs in our house, but we love each other. But we keep it 100. Like we really need to have a show called Keeping Up with the Joneses, because for real.
Yeah, I can sounds like
live
it.
in our house.
You just gave me a whole season of episodes right there in 4 minutes, boy. Hey, Melinda, you're a citizen.
A Sway in the morning.
Yeah.
See, Sway, you didn't want to believe me. I know Simone believe me, but it's kids in the bed. Most of my married friends, that's the biggest issue. Like,
But
these
12 years old?
they never want to. They always jumping in the bed with the parents. This little kid was breastfeeding her 12-year-old daughter. That's why Melinda went on a rant and said,
Nice
"You're a
breast.
woman now. Get the hell away from me. Like, go find another titty. Go suck on your
yeah.
own."
I think Melinda needs a vacation.
Suck on
The
your
whole
own
family.
titty.
Yeah.
The whole family needs a vacation.
needs
You
to
a woman now.
She's vacation. She
your
can't get a
own
new
titties.
cell phone. She ain't gonna get no vacation. All right. 2 more quick stories. All right, Kid Cudi.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Kid Cudi. I don't know, man. I think maybe our friend is going through some sort of turmoil in his life, because we saw him on Twitter ranting publicly about Kanye and Drake not too long ago. And now it appears that the mother of his child has also been a target. According to a blog, Jasmine Brand, they broke some news saying that Kid Cudi's baby mama, well, let me just go back to mother of his child. Let me give her that title. Jacqueline. She filed an order of protection against him. This wasn't the first time. Back in 2010, she sued him for child support. But going back to 2016, this order of protection was filed after Kid Cudi allegedly texted her in excess of 168 messages within a 3-day span back in August, in which he threatened to call child services on her, and that he was going to send the guy to stand by her house, and that she was so gross and sick in the head and she wasn't shit, and he was going to serve her of legal papers because he was seeking sole custody of their daughter.
Kid Cudi, huh?
Yeah, and apparently he was bothering her so much that she had to reschedule some exams. She's in school because of her emotional turmoil.
Simone Boyce has joined us, ladies and gentlemen. And she's been pretty much breaking down all these stories for us. And Simone, this is your final task.
What happened to Kid Cudi? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what happens to any of them? You know.
Yeah.
I think he's probably obviously, he's fed up with something. There's some.
He's such a talented guy.
Yeah,
He's so talented. Yeah. Talented musician, actor. Something's going on.
Texter. He's great at texting.
Might not be true. We might not know.
It might not be true. And even if it is, I don't feel like that chips away at his talent.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, people can still be going through something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's just honest. If let's say it is true, he's just being honest where most of us won't be. Like Melissa or Melinda who called, she was honest about her kids.
Oh, I love them, but I don't like them.
And before we go, Wednesday, the 28th, is when Footsteps to Freedom is going to air next, correct?
Yes.
And this is a doc that you produce, wrote, the whole nine, right?
Yeah.
What is it about?
So Footsteps to Freedom is about the little-known history of the Underground Railroad and slavery in New York City. Mm-hmm. There are all these landmarks all around us that we walk past every single day, and we don't realize it because this history is often forgotten and it's often overlooked. So I picked up a book called Gateway to Freedom, and on the first page, there was a map that had all these historic sites. And they were sites in Brooklyn and Manhattan. I said, oh my gosh, I had no idea that these were here. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if other people didn't know as well. So I just decided to go to these sites, and we filmed in actual Underground Railroad stations where slaves were hiding on their way to freedom. And it was surreal. So I just hope by sharing this history, we get a little bit more perspective about what's going on today.
And it airs when?
Right.
This Wednesday at 10 on Fox 5, and it'll be available online immediately following that.
Okay, where will they find it online?
So it'll be on youtube.com/Fox5NY, and then if you follow me on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, at Simone Boyce, I can let you know where to go as well.
Let's hear a piece of it.
The heroic stories of the Underground Railroad are steeped in conjecture and legend because there's very little record of what actually happened. We do know it wasn't an actual railroad beneath the Earth's surface. It was more like a network of safe houses and activists that facilitated the freedom of some 30,000 slaves, and by some estimates, even 100,000. To learn more about what the Underground Railroad was really like, we can actually start right here in Brooklyn.
Wow, that's interesting, right?
Sheesh, what part of Brooklyn?
So Brooklyn Heights.
Tracy, you live in a slave house.
Yeah, it is Brooklyn Heights. Yeah, because they have a lot of different images on the streets too, like on Montague Street. Yeah, but continue.
So, you're right. In Brooklyn Heights, there's a church called Plymouth Church. Mm-hmm. And the pastor was a white abolitionist, but he worked alongside black abolitionists to ferry slaves to freedom. And they used to do that in the basement. At least that's where we believe the slaves were kept. And there's very little documentation about what actually happened because the stakes were so high. Right. Under the Fugitive Slave Act, a white abolitionist, you could be jailed or fined. For a black abolitionist, the price was much higher. You could actually be sold into slavery yourself. So that's why we don't know as much as we would like to know about the activities of the Underground Railroad.
Simone Boyce, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this morning.
Awesome
You can hit her up directly. Once again, get out your social media.
At Simone Boyce on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat.
Okay, and Tracy, thank you for that Celebrity Wire.
Yeah, of course.
And we got special guests joining us later in the show.
Yeah, we have Lupita Nyong'o coming through.
Okay, and then also...
I said that correctly. No.
In our room, we're going to have Cool Keith from Ultramagnetic is going to join us.
Wow.
All right, right now is DJ.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shea 45.